Falcons for quite a while, John. You know, we cover their region as well. It's nice to have some outside input.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always good to have a fresh set of eyes. Nico, not feeling super fresh though himself. Because we're about 10 seconds away from finding out. D+ holding out on the southeast side. Still fending off people in the area. And that is a bold flex out from Satan there for Gen G.
Should right now, yeah, but I think they need to regroup. I think they absolutely need to regroup. This is a big old test for Narvalo here. Cannot quite find the second. Koa needs to be successful on this one.
Oh, does not connect with any of those shotgun shells. And Papra Supermassive, they sweep the leg. The Falcons stayed split too long, and Papra Supermassive all too happy to add those points to their tally. The Falcons just disappointing on their performance here. A nade in for Alter Ego, who have crashed into this compound that generally is sort of nigh on unassailable. They haven't got a flush just yet, but Krypton are going to keep the nades rolling. Won't quite connect on this one, and the res is starting to come through now. Rosemary breaching forward, Snape as well. AKOP on the door, they drop the smokes, trying to play a little bit of funny business as WizGod stands back up, but an immediate re-knock at his teammate. Alva gets the nade onto the off angle too. WizGod to the upstairs. AKOP looking to try and stay alive, but they are just falling. Alter Ego handling every fight as they come, and then now it's just WizGod. A nade on the inside, and he's blasted back by Rosemary's shot to the feet, making him dance.
Great clear from Alter Ego there. I'm still sort of reeling from this, you know. I don't understand why there's not an immediate regroup coming through from the Falcons over towards L block, or regrouping with the two players on the northeast side. In my opinion, regrouping on the northeast side would have been a way better scenario to go for. There's very minimal areas to play here. You know that everyone is gonna want a little bit of L block. It's just... It's greedy, but I don't even think it's greedy from Falcons. I think it's just slow, honestly. I think that they're slow to figure out what they want to do next. They don't regroup in time. And by the time they're thinking, maybe we should get back as a four-man, they're already assailed by other teams. So, yeah, the decision-making needs to be quicker there. Tiamba up against Team Secret. But just one player in A-King left alive. Good shots from him with the S12, but has to reload.
Popped off though, and now it's a 1 versus 1. Low HP, sure. Loki dancing around the door frame here in a 1v1 as the fight in the middle actually pop it off as well. You can see the picture-in-picture. That's GS crashing in. Gen G have been dismantled in the meantime. Papra Supermassive, they've been there for a while. It's no longer Gen G. It is just that two-team fight. Papra Supermassive looking to hold off their compound against GS, who very successfully crash in there.
Nice.
The 1v1 does conclude though.
Tiamba A-King with the 1v3. That's crazy. But Alter Ego now yet again give him another marker, another challenge to solve. And I think it's very unlikely he gets out of this one alive. Alter Ego will pick up this position for themselves. But well played, A-King. This is Team Secret. And Team Secret's having a horrible time of it currently in 16th place. Papra Supermassive right now versus GS. DS3 will find one up the stairs.
They already have done a lot of damage to Papra Supermassive. We saw them crash into the remnants of Gen G. We've seen them now take on the majority of Papra Supermassive, but both Jafar and Icon are down. Shots come through actually from Redox from the Falcons. Even as two, they do still have a very solid central position. And now, oh my goodness me, in a circle. They've just careened into the side that GS took earlier. Maybe they can keep this one going. They have got the 3 players up and in to fight against GS's 3, with Jafar going down to the flush.
For Inner Circle, it's been a long and tumultuous journey to this position, but I think this is the right time to try and assault over towards L block. You get to the point where, honestly, you see a lot of fights have concluded over here. Finally, things start to die down, and as you hear those final shots ring out, that's when you look to send in. I think it's a smart maneuver from IC. They just need to make sure they conclude this fight for themselves, and I don't think there'll be any more players looking to join in on this one. So it is a great time to try and finish off. IQ moving up with the hovercraft, and now you do share a little bit. D3S on the upstairs building. Double nades in, does find ESO.
Ooh, and now Phylax on the hunt. That's a dangerous place to be. in the sight lines, but there's a good hold on the staircase for the first. Hops over, gets the flush, immediately is traded off, but in a circle, lose another player here. And I wonder if they're aware of Pmgc on the outside. I don't think they necessarily are. They may have not spotted that one across the way. They rocked up to the fight a little bit later, so maybe Pmgc allowed to stay alive a little bit longer. As APG struggle on the hilltop, I say struggle, not really. Divine was the last to stand for Reject, and he will fall. That
over towards the north side, takes down Rufus. And they're penned in. Falak as well on this off angle. APG suffering. And once again, do you know why, John? It is because they do not respect sightlines.
It's the Rosemary sightline, you're right, over towards Falak as well. That really has stalled them in this fight, and now it should be easy pickings for Goat to just roll on over. They fall, and they have sort of met their mark of getting about 5 points average per match today so far. They have got a couple on board, maybe a little bit shorter than they would have liked. But now it's the time for Goat to move as the circle pops. We're going north. I mean, this is Alter Ego's time, right? This is their chance to really go for something big here. Push themselves up to maybe even challenge towards that top spot, right? With APG going down on 99, they could get pretty close on this match.
Well, they could. But again, I'm seeing 4 players split across the entirety of the north side. It's worrying. I think it's one of the few times where actually it's pretty good. It does work. There's a lot of positions to play from. Still, they're just scared. You know, I would like a slight regroup towards the end game. God, that's frustrating having to expend another nade there. That should do the trick. Snake will take him down. Curious to see how many nades have still got left.
Well, so he's going to rock forward. He's just going to play behind it. The nades from IC going to immediately try and take this thing out. Go a little bit longer. Kamikaze needs to stay. No, he's not going to do it. Falak lands the nade. Needed more health. Needed more healing.
Towards Falcons, the 2 final players remaining. If they're able to get this 2v4, you know, it's a 4th place. That's actually fairly good in terms of a salvage, but it's not looking likely.
They've taken down one already. Last player for the Falcons. No, last player for the Falcons gone. They will be eliminated in 5th place, but Wolves are actually chiming in. This is a really difficult compound to play with, Blank, but 2 knocks already found towards Go. That is huge. What a pickup. And Wolves are going to storm down the gates. Alter Ego lining up on the north side. All too happy to let this one go through, but always caught in the corner. Doran is just going to get caught by surprise there for the Wolves, and that's going to be nasty.
The Wolves down to 1 player, by the way. And honestly, takes a lot of damage. The 2v4 is real. And Wix and Kraken's able to finish it off.
Staying alive. Rosemary is immediately there just in case. I don't think, yeah, there's only 2 nades left on side for Inner Circle. Wix up on the rooftop, able to find the first. The nade from Rosemary steals the Elim away. It's not going to go into the Goat bank. Falak's left alone, and he will be no more. Rosemary lands another nade, and the 8 nades on side for Alter Ego. The 4
making sure that 1 player is always alive to pick up the other. So there definitely is some considerations to what occurred yesterday. Rosemary on the roof.
Oh, he's immediately catapulted himself up there. I mean, you said they wanted to play it slow. They're changing it. The denial comes on through. All right, okay, go take the points away from Alter Ego's tally. They don't want them to challenge for that 1st place. But I think that's what, like a 21, 22, maybe 23-point game for Alter Ego. That's going to put them up in the high 80s, Blank. They're going to be having a good time of things that will put them in the top 3. The question is, how close to APG can they continue?